Hey, it's Tuba Billy. Fall is in the air, leaves are changing colors, and people are out holiday shopping. So, thought it'd be a good time to give another pro tip on following cars. Now, I know a lot of times we have the habit of getting too close, tailgating, especially when we're driving other cars, so we're on four wheels, following another four wheel. But here's the thing, when you're on two wheels, only thing between me and whatever's this car in front of me is going to kick up is this little plastic. Doesn't leave you much reaction time if there's a dead animal on the road or a tire that they all of a sudden swerve. If you get too close, you won't have enough reaction time. So definitely, at minimum 2 seconds. There's no maximum, but minimum 2-3 seconds. And the way you do that is you wait till the back bumper hits, an object. So I usually either use like one of the dashed or a sign, anything to kind of gauge it. Well, now we're stopping. I'll have to do this when we start going again. A gauge, and you count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000 to see where, how far you are. And especially when you're new, it might be something that you have to do. That was a jacked up dually. But as you get more experienced, and you've put in the miles that I have, it's just something that comes more naturally. Now there are some times when I'll kind of get in the zone and I will get too close, and I'll realize and be like, ooh, I need to back off some. What you doing? Okay. But you definitely want to leave more space because you are not protected on a motorcycle. Anything can kick off the road, hit your leg, hit your hands, hit your face, hit your chest. Road debris. There's a piece of wood or a pipe in the road. You hit that and you go down. There's lots of things that could go wrong. But this is typically my comfortable following distance. Any closer, and I'm always kind of wondering what's going to pop up. Any further, and it's just, I don't know, I could get further, I guess. But especially on, 2-lane roads, when you have fewer escape routes, that following distance is always important. It also helps to always be looking at your 6, always be looking at the rearview mirror, see who's coming behind you if they're running too close. It's like earlier I had a pickup that was like up my tailpipe basically, and I was behind a dump truck, so I gave me even more space between me and the dump truck. Especially being a dump truck, I didn't want anything to fall out and bounce and hit me or anything like that. But here we are. We are going 60 plus miles an hour. I will pick a fixed object. So let's say this trash can up here. I'll wait till the car gets right to it, and I'll go 1, 1,002. Okay, so I'm a little right there at 2. A little close. So we'll back it up. This guy's trash can's in the road. All right, so wait for the shadow. 1, 1,002, 1,000, right there. So you can gauge it that way if you need to, especially as you're newer to riding. But especially if you're new, if you're a novice rider, more distance is always better, because you don't have the experience to know what to do in a split-second decision. For example, when I had first gotten my first motorcycle back in 2011, I think is when I got it. I was pulling out of my neighborhood, going around a curve. Of course, it's a neighborhood, so I'm going 25, 30 miles an hour. And a horse runs out in front of me. Not a deer, not a little, raccoon, a freaking horse had gotten out, and these kids were chasing it, trying to catch it, and it runs out in front of me, of course, turns right towards me, and it's, on concrete, trying to turn sharp, so it falls. I'm going straight for it, so my first instinct was to pull all the handles and hit the brakes. Of course, I locked up the tire, but I stayed up. And I attribute that. I took a motorcycle riding course, I guess, because I was new to riding motorcycles, and plus I didn't want to pay the extra insurance. I wanted the insurance discount, and that was the training that we had done. Was you're going, there's an obstacle, boom, and using an advanced technique is using progressive pressure. So instead of slamming on the front brake, you squeeze it, and you squeeze harder. Like 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, until you're fully stopped. That keeps your front wheel especially from locking up, because if that locks up, you're done. Your back wheel locks up, you can more or less control it for a shorter distance. I've had that happen a few times, like on wet roads. Cars stop short, so I gotta hit the brakes. Back tire locks up. What you really don't want to happen is your back tire to lock up, slide completely sideways, and then it catch again, because it's going to flip you. Not flip you, but it's gonna flick you back into straight, and more than likely go down. But there are numerous hazards while you are riding around. Gravel on the road, on a turn, grass, leaves, definitely other drivers, pedestrians, animals. So your head's always on a swivel, and especially the following distance, when those road hazards do pop up, gives you more of a reaction time. I remember one time I was driving a car on the interstate, and I was too close to the car in front of me. They swerved, and I didn't see it, but there was a semi-truck tire, and I ran clean over it. Bented the bumper, did some damage underneath, because I didn't have that reaction time. So having a good cushion is best. And if you're in a, kind of a high tense situation, as Fireman Dan would do it, like code orange or yellow, give even more cushions, more reaction time, so you have more escape routes. Plan out, always be expecting something to happen. Now, that's not to say to the extent of like you're a nervous wreck the entire time, because then it takes the fun out of riding. Well, like this truck here, I got farther over to the right, assuming he's not going to see me and pull over. Typically I run kind of towards the left side of the lane, give me more avenues on the right, and of course you got that whole lane on the left, in case anything jumps out from the woods. But always being aware of your surroundings, and especially giving yourself more reaction time, more escape routes, then that is how to stay safe. Passing by the Harley Davidson, watching this guy, make sure he doesn't pull out. So just wanted to share that little pro tip with you. As always, be excellent to each other. Tuba Billy signing out. God be with you till we meet again.